Hey guys, welcome back to another Pokemon Productions review. And today I'm going to be reviewing a game that I've recently finished again, Epic Mickey 2: The Power of Two. Now you may be wondering why I'm reviewing Epic Mickey 2 and not the first Epic Mickey. Well, that's simple. This was the first out of the two Epic Mickey games that I had beaten. So basically, I've not beaten Epic Mickey 1 yet. So, before I go into this game, I'll give you a little bit of a concept about the first game. The game is set in a place called Wasteland, which is basically a darker, twisted version of Disneyland, and Mickey gets sucked into that world when he is pulled in by something called the Blot that he created in Yensid's lab. And the world itself was for all the Disney characters that have been forgotten. And that sounded like a pretty good adventure. I've not beaten it yet, but I hope to one day. As for Epic Mickey 2, well, it's a really good game. I like the controls, but I actually got the Wii version first because I played the original game on the Wii. It was exclusive to that, and yeah, the first game only lets you play as Mickey Mouse, but this game it lets you do a co-op adventure with this guy, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who is actually Mickey's predecessor. So basically, the game starts with Oswald and his friends rebuilding Wasteland, and then all sorts of earthquakes start happening, tearing the town in half. But then one of the villains from the first game, the Mad Doctor, arrives and tells us that he wants to help rebuild the Wasteland. But Oswald's girlfriend Hortensia and their friend Gremlin Gus, they don't really buy it. So they bring Mickey Mouse back to see what he's up to. And so their first adventure is to restore the projectors that allow them to travel around the wasteland, which they do. And then they find out that the projectors were sabotaged. And so they track down Gremlin Prescott because a gag from the Gag Factory was the thing that shut down the projectors. And so they confronted Gremlin Prescott, and it found out that he was the one who really did sabotage the projectors, because he thought his genius intellect wasn't really utilized that much. He just wanted revenge. So Mickey and Oswald beat him, and he was locked up in jail. And so the Mad Doctor decided to build an attraction to celebrate their victories and the Quake's gone. And so, basically, and then Mickey and Oswald go to Adventureland to investigate the construction site where the Mad Doctor sealed off. During their journey, they find out that the Mad Doctor being nice was all a ruse for a plan he was doing. See, in the first game, the Mad Doctor became animatronic, like robotic. He wasn't a toon anymore. He planned to use the Guardians, mystical beings that journey Wasteland, to make him a toon again. And then, as soon as he gains much more love, he can finally leave Wasteland. So when Mickey and Oswald confront him in the final battle, he said that he planned to strip the Wasteland of the Guardians and turn everything and everyone inert. Basically means they can't be painted or thinned out. And so the Doctor ordered Mickey to hand over the brush that he uses, that's this here, to help him out to become the greatest villain ever. If Mickey refused, then the Mad Doctor would destroy Wasteland. Mickey initially would hand over the brush, but Oswald stopped him, and they decided to fight back against the Doctor. Now, there are actually two endings of this game, depending on how you play. The first, there's the bad ending, where, while fighting the Mad Doctor, in his full animatronic form, Mickey sprays a green liquid called Thinner on him, and it has no effect. And then Oswald finds a generator and uses electricity from his remote to set off a chain reaction in the lab, and so the Guardians rescue Mickey, Oswald, and the Mad Doctor, but the Mad Doctor is destroyed. Then there's the hero ending, where instead Mickey sprays a blue stuff called paint, and that restores some of the Mad Doctor's toon self. So the Mad Doctor decided to save Mickey and Oswald, and he survives. And the Mad Doctor understands what gives person respect. Compassion and love is what gives a person respect. And because of the Mad Doctor's change in heart, the Guardians restore his toon self to full potential. And the Mad Doctor has a right old change of heart. He became good for real this time. So what do I think of the game? Well, it was relatively short, but it was still a fun time. And I have to admit, I think the story was a bit predictable because because like I said, I did play the original game before I got this one. And yeah, I saw the Mad Doctor as a villain in the first game. So to see him good again, to see him acting all nice, I knew something was up. And it turns out it was all part of a plan. So the story was kind of predictable. The Mad Doctor was evil after all. But the gameplay was solid. And the graphics were actually pretty good. Unfortunately, you can't get HD graphics on the Wii. And, yeah. So if you prefer graphics over controls, I would get this version. But if you prefer controls over graphics, I would get the Wii version. Overall, not a bad game, but not a great game either. Just alright, I suppose. To any of you who are Disney fans, I would gladly recommend that you check this one out, but I would probably recommend checking out the first one first. I imagine it's going to be pretty hard to find it nowadays, since the game is probably 11 years old. Just about 11 years old. Yeah, it came out in 2010. Well, this one came out in 2012, but still. Anyway, yeah, so Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, it's an okay game. And who knows, maybe I might do a review on the first Epic Mickey in the future. So, thank you for joining me, and I will see you very, very soon.